Welcome back, troops. Let's Tab 59. Not such a nice day today, a bit grey, but we're tabbing on. So today's video, as you can see from the title, it's not really one of my normal videos where I talk about military subjects or experiences, etc. This video is just an update on where we are with the lead up to the challenge, and also please stay on the video if you can, because at the end I've got a little bit of an announcement to make as well, so hang on for that. So donations have been streaming in. It's fantastic. Again, I keep repeating this, but it's not dementia. I just can't thank you enough. We'll pull over here. We'll just go through. I just want to run through a few shout outs for people that are donating, have donated so far. Before I get into that, some of you on this channel may know Nobby. He's got a channel. He does a bit of tabbing. Nobby does. I know some of you already subscribe to him. So I want to shout out to Nobby because, you know, we're all band of brothers, and let's pull in here a minute. Nobby's gone through a pretty rough time, guys. He set off on a coast-to-coast challenge, west to east, back in August. And unfortunately, not his fault, he wasn't able to complete the challenge. I think he got to day 2, and the weather come in on him, and it was too much to do. He had to pull out of it, and it was really embarrassed by it. But I know he's going to go for it again. He actually rescued a couple of people as well that was also stuck with him, but they managed to get off the mountains, and everything went fine like that. He's safe. But as I say, the challenge failed, and I know Nobby feels really bad about it. Nobby don't feel bad about it. But then I get a message the other day from Nobby that he's had a mild stroke. He had a mild stroke and he was taken into Leicestershire Infirmary. I'm not sure the exact update of how he is today. I'm hoping by now he's out of hospital. But if any of you do subscribe to Nobby's channel, give him a shout out. We're thinking of you, Nobby. Right. So now, let's talk about some of your donations. Let's have some shout outs for you guys, because you've done us so proud. It's unbelievable. So let's go then. The first one, Dean Stockdale. Dean is ex-RAF regiment, and then he went into the reserves in the Royal Military Police Reserves. So it's quite a varied career there, from RAF regiment to Reserve Royal Military Police. Thank you, Dean Stockdale. Another nice couple here, Steve and Audrey Thomas. And all it says is it's from this is a donation from Steve and Audrey Thomas, and they've put there shaking and hep. I'm not quite sure what shaking and hep. You have to let me know, Steve and Audrey, what that is. But thank you very much for your support and your donation. Steve H. Steve H is ex 210, 210 battery, Royal Artillery, Cloud Punchers, and then later on, after he'd finished that, he got commissioned into the RAF Volunteer Reserve, and he's now a squadron commander with the Air Cadets. I've said this before about adult instructors in the cadet force. You know, you really do a fine job. You don't get a lot of gratitude for it, and it must be really hard at times controlling some of the children all the time. It's a bit of a minefield, I can imagine. So you do a great job. So we all do thank you very much for that. So cheers, Dave H. Thanks for your contribution. Now, another one I do, Bob the Bomb. Bob the Bomb. Very generous, Bob. I like the nickname Bob the Bomb. That's brilliant. Very generous, Bob. Thank you. He says in his comments that he hopes that at the end of our tab at the final RV, the 4-tonners don't just drive off. Now, that's a funny thing, actually, for those of you who might not know. I remember on a couple of courses I'd done in the army over my time, you get near the RV, and just as a morale kick, the trucks would drive away, and you have to tab a bit further till you get picked up. Just to see how resilient you are, whether you're just going to shrug your shoulders and crack on, or whether your head's going to drop and you're going to sack it. So thanks, Bob the Bomb. Very generous, as I say. Ian, I'm guessing, I can't even pronounce the Gaelic you put in there, but I'm guessing, mate, that you're from one of the Irish regiments, maybe ex-UDR, or maybe Royal Irish Regiment, something like that. Thank you very much, Ian. No surname or initials. I'm sure you know you are. Tony, ex-Sapper W01, brilliant rank, as we know. W01's a great rank to get to. Tony, ex-Sapper, thank you very much. Next one is no message, but it comes from Terry and family. Terry and family, thank you so much from me and the Trace Around. We appreciate that. Another ex-RAF guy here, Terence. Terence, thank you. Good old RAF. Doesn't say what branch of the Royal Air Force you were in, but Terence, thank you very much. Another one here, this is a great one. This is from Hagar, and it says he's an ex-Royal Air Force cabbage mechanic. Now, for those of you who don't know what he means by being an ex-cabbage or being a cabbage mechanic, it's a derogatory, it's a nickname, a slang name, if you like, a fun name, banter name. We like a bit of banter for cabbage mechanic, referring to that he was probably a chef. He's a cabbage mechanic. Chefs are important. Never upset a chef, and never trust a skinny chef. Just saying. But thanks very much for that. Norfolk and Good, brilliant. Norfolk and Good, ex-RAF aircrew and loadmaster. That's a cracking job, being a loadmaster. Very, very technical. It's not like stacking a 4-tonner. You're a loadmaster in the RAF. Any loadmaster, ex-loadmasters out there will tell you that's a job and a half. So thank you very much for Norfolk to Norfolk and Good. Another one here, another Royal Engineer, ex-Royal Engineer, Gus. Thank you, Gus, much appreciated. Another one here, Don. Don, you said apologies for not donating very much. You're on a pension, your med bills are high. Mate, Don, don't ever be sorry. We are grateful for anything. We're just grateful for support. Even people who just support us. But every donation, doesn't matter if it's a massive one or if it's a small one, they are all greatly appreciated, Don. And yours is greatly appreciated, mate. So please don't say things like sorry. That's fantastic, mate. We appreciate it. Another one here, Chris Millward. And it does all help. Every little helps. He said, every little helps, as the saying goes. Yes, Chris, it does help. So there's one more guy I've got to mention, but I'm going to pay special attention to this next gentleman. But I just want to cap now on where we are financially. And I'm sure many of you have seen it on our Just Giving page. But we are now at £5,099.94p plus £903 gift aid. That gives us a total raise so far of £6,002.94. Brilliant maths for an infantryman. Right, there's one more donator that I haven't mentioned, and I've specifically kept this gentleman to the end. This comes from Mark Sains, aka Babsy. Babsy, if you listen, I hope you listen to this. Mark Sains, aka Babsy, 3-para veteran. Not only a 3-para veteran, a 3-para Falklands veteran. Now, I was in the army when the Falklands War happened, but I didn't go. I was out in Germany. Sort of job I do wasn't needed. We weren't that important. 3-para, and what Mark says, what Babsy says in his comment is, you and Trace Around are doing 80 miles, which is a similar sort of distance that his battalion did, leading up to, I think you went to Teal Inlet, didn't you? Teal Inlet was where you got to before you mounted the assault on Longdon and other operations. And he said, it's a similar distance, Keith. He said, you and Tracer are doing 80 miles similar to what we did in the Falklands. It may be similar in distance, Mark, but you more than anyone will know that what we're doing is nothing. You know, we're carrying nothing. What you guys did, how you humped that kit, all that distance across the Falklands to mount that attack in those weather conditions. And then, what was it, a 10-hour battle, Mark? I think it was about a 10-hour battle that you guys had, trying to shift them guys, them Argentinian lads, off of Mount Longdon. Huge amount of casualties, I know. What a battle, epic. Lost a lot of your friends, I know, mate, so respect to you and all those that have passed. A fantastic feat of arms by 3rd Battalion of Parachute Regiment. Anyone watching this that hasn't looked at what 3-para done at in the Falklands, especially at the Battle of Mount Longdon, look it up. You'll be shocked. I think the perceived perception was that the Argentinian forces on Mount Longdon were just teenage conscripts that weren't really interested. Well, I'm sure that that's what may have been thought before the attack went on Longdon against them Argentinians. But I'm sure Mark Babsy and other veterans from 3 Para and attached personnel would tell you it wasn't quite like that. There was quite well trained infantrymen up there. The 7th Infantry Regiment, elements of that, along with at least one, maybe more, Argentinian commando companies up there. So they were quite serious people, and they did hold that position, and it wasn't easily captured. It wasn't a pushover that maybe we thought it was going to be against these conscripts. And they fought hard against 3 Para. And of course, on that same engagement, unfortunately, we lost a lot of guys, I say, but one very, very brave man, Sergeant Ian Mackay, VC, posthumously awarded the VC for his actions on that evening or that night at Mount Longdon. So Mark Sains, aka Babsy, 3 Para Falkland veterans, thank you so much, and thank you and all the rest of your mates that went down there and done that. What a job you've done. So that was a special mention to you. Okay, so let's move on then. So as I said at the end of this video, I would talk about a bit of an announcement, and what it is this. Now, we're setting off on Saturday the 7th of September 2024, which is 6 days time, from Skegness. Now, if anyone is in the area on that Saturday and you just happen to be floating by, you want to come down and see us and say hello and bump into us, we will be at Skegness railway station, just outside there on the railway station. It's right as you come into Skegness on the A52 as you're coming into town. Can't really miss it. We will be there from 12 o'clock till about 12:30 Saturday midday. We're going there. There's a reason we're going there, because I think we've got someone coming down, quite well-known personality coming down to see us off, and then we're going to tab down the high street and along the seafront, etc., and do a bit of a tab around Skegness. We're hoping to get a couple of 3 miles in. We've got to get 10 miles in on that day, and it's going to be difficult. So what me and Trace around are going to do is tab round the village in the morning to get a few miles behind our belt, nip over to Skegness in the motor, jump out, meet up with whoever at the railway station, and then tab round, try and get some money in our pot, because just tabbing around the village, we're not going to be able to collect much. So on launch day, on day 1, we thought that's the best way to try and raise some funds. So that's what we're doing. So if you are around in Skegness, that area, on that Saturday the 7th, between 12 and 12:30, come along and say hello to me and the Trace around. If you miss us at the station, you won't miss us walking around the town. Well, you might do, because due to bad planning on my part, my daughter came up the other day and said, "Dad, you're starting on the 6th, aren't you? On the 7th on Saturday." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Do you know what else is happening in Skegness on that day?" I said, "No, I don't." So it's Pride Day, or it's Pride weekend. So we've got the Pride Festival going on. I think that starts at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. So if you are coming down, it could be quite busy. Parking could be at a premium. Just bear that in mind. But I think it's a great thing, because the Pride people will be fantastic. We'll be tabbing around. They'll be doing their thing, and hopefully they've got deep pockets and they can make a contribution to our charity. We shall see. So that's all for me on this video. Very short one, I know. Not that interesting maybe, but I needed to get those bits and pieces out there. So that's all from me. Thank you for donating so far. If you haven't donated, please consider it. It's for Scotty's Little Soldiers, great charity. Look them up on the internet. In the description of this video, as always, will be a link to our Just Giving page for Scotty's. If you haven't donated, you feel you wish to contribute anything, £1, 50, I don't care. We don't care, just something. If you can whack that, click on that link and go to the giving page and put something in, we'll be very appreciated. Put your name in there, put a little message in. I guarantee you, I will read it out for you, always. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider it. I'm not saying do it, I'm saying consider it. I love all of you. You're all fantastic. Me and Trace around, we owe you so much, guys. You've been brilliant. What a lovely bunch of people. It's the Naffy Bar in my comment section. Have a look. Some of the banter that goes on this, it's just like being in a Naffy. So thank you all. Thank everybody. I hopefully might even bump into some of you on Saturday. There'll be more videos before that. But until then, troops, till next time, stay safe and remember, let's tab.